Let's talk about divine feminine. What is divine feminine, right? That's the right question to ask, because a lot of people are trying to find out what is a true divine feminine, because there's a lot of false teachings and false perceptions of what a divine feminine is, and mostly they're coming from those who are not divine feminines. I'm going to clear what a true divine feminine is. Divine feminine is an energy that carries both twin flames. That energy consists of all the chakras that needs to be opened during the process of stage awakening for divine feminine. Now, every stage that divine feminine goes through, every struggle, every challenge, every trial that she has to go through, it is a test of her own will and her own strength, for the mere purpose for union to happen. Divine feminine carries the energy that will help divine masculine to awaken to his or her true self. The reason for that is because our Almighty God created us for the mere purpose of balanced couples. What does that mean? As a balanced couple, we are what our Almighty God has given an example to humanity to follow. An example of what love is, what true love is, what is a true relationship, and how can a relationship grow to be a successful, happy family, right? It's impossible. In the times now that we live in, you won't find that very much. There's a lot of people who grow up in broken families. There's a lot of people, a lot of kids, young adults who have no good example to look at, to follow, to have an idea of what it really is to be in a relationship, how to really treat a feminine energy, how to really respect a masculine energy, how to co-create and co-develop with each other in a balanced manner. And in the society that we have continually lived in for many centuries, until ages and ages ago, even prior to Egyptian rules, when Pharaoh was, the head leader of humanity at the time, even prior to that, there was no inkling of understanding as to how a balanced couple should be. It was always based on society's pressure of agriculture, of societal socialism culture, of how we should adapt and how we should do certain things and be a certain way, and how we communicate was a big influence in what was passed down to us as divine feminines through generations and generations, right? Through centuries and ages. So every time that we reincarnate, our higher selves adapts to that knowledge and wisdom that we have gained. And in everything that we have gained through time, we take with us in the next and in the next life. There is a certain expectation to feminine energy in society now. You can see it. There are cultures that mix. There are religious, socialistic beliefs that, if you are a woman, feminine or feminine energy, right? Because I don't care about gender. I'm talking about energy, period. There's a lot of societal pressures onto feminine energy where they believe that as a feminine, you are limited. You stay home and you let the man do everything. You let the masculine do everything. The masculine takes control over the feminine because that's how it should be, etc. No, that is not how any relationship should be. A relationship should be balanced between the two. Now, if a relationship is not balanced between the two, it doesn't mean that it's masculine's fault or feminine's fault. It just means they are not a match. What happens with society now is that they force the situation onto their hands. They cannot accept the truth. Many feminine energies in time have a difficult time accepting truth. They become in denial. Then it becomes a sickness, a behavioral sickness, a mental sickness, which turns out to be, in the worst case scenario, mental sickness, mental illness. And they take it with them in their relationships. They take it with them with their kids. So their kids follow their footsteps and their kids look at them as examples. And then now you have a new generation who follows that footstep, right? So every generation that's been passed down to the young adults, to the young ones, it repeats and repeats and repeats. And every time that we reincarnate as feminine, as divine feminines, we adapt to that. Now, when we adapt to that kind of energy, not all the time we will awaken to the proper stage of what is and what should be. For example, spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension for divine feminine in regards to self-evaluating, self-realization, self-perception, and also self-growth, maturity, right? We have to go through those things, and we have to go through it alone. If you are in a situation as a divine feminine where you are locked up, secluded, constrained, conflicted, limited, you cannot move freely, you cannot speak freely, you cannot think clearly, you cannot think freely. That is the time where all these energies are going to try to put you down, to control your growth, to stop your ascension. And it doesn't mean that it's just energy. No, it could be other vessels that constitutes to energy. Example, karmic partners, karmic family, karmic siblings, co-workers, your financial situation, your educational situation, your whole situation as a whole that makes you progress in life. If you are not ascending in your material world, your material reality, then you know you're in the first stage of awakening, okay? Because you are now aware of what you need to do, what needs to be done, how you should go about it, and what actions you should take, right? You have to go through the problems. It's kind of like they're poking you. You're being poked and you're not paying attention. You're not feeling the poke. But once it hurts, right? Once you feel the pain, once it hurts enough, that's the time that you're aware, oh my God, I'm being poked. Oh my God, I have a bruise. I have a scar. I have an open wound. Then what do? You get a band-aid, you get a medicine, right? It's the same concept when it comes to divine feminine awakening. When we awaken, we have to go through that, okay? Now, many of you will say, well, oh my God, our life is really hard because we have to go through this. It's like something that we have to do, we have to go through. Yes, you're correct. You have to go through it. Why? Because you are the only one who can make union happen. Yes, you. There's this misconception that, oh, it's divine masculine. Divine masculine's the problem. Divine masculine is always in the dark, always this and that, never changes his or her life, always doing the same thing over and over again. You notice any divine feminine who does that is not a divine feminine. I'm going to say that right now. Anyone who points a finger at a divine masculine is not a divine feminine. I can't be more clear than that. Because why? I'll explain. When Divine Feminine is going through the stages of spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension, there is something that's happening within our energy that's connected with our Divine Masculine, whether or not we are in union or whatever, okay? Again, whether you are in spiritual union or physical union, which there is a difference between the two. If you do not know the difference, look into the website and search. I did talk about that. No, it doesn't matter whether you're in spiritual union or not, or physical union or not. We are always connected with our Divine Masculine, regardless of the matter, okay? So any ascension that we go through and any progression that we achieve throughout our stages of spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension in our life and our journey, our Divine Masculine is also ascending with us, okay? It's like, even though Divine Feminine is here 10,000 miles away from the world, from you, and this is Divine Masculine, you're ascending slowly. Divine Masculine may not ascend at the same pace and at the same time as you, but they are ascending slowly, okay? Why is that? Because again, the purpose of union, why God created twin flames, is for a balanced union, a true spiritual, physical union. What kind of union is that? A holy marriage. What is a holy marriage? A holy marriage is a connection between two souls that were cut in half, destined for each other, and there is nothing and no one that can get in the way of it. So how do you know if you have a blessed holy union? Isn't that what the purpose of marriage, right? You'd think. So, as twin flames, that is our responsibility. We are not built in this world to fully mold with society. We are here to be flexible to society. We are here to be adaptable to society, to humanity, as freely as we choose. That is beneficial for humanity and also for society and for us individually and with our twin together, okay? It's a mixture of being in one bubble and you are trying to connect everything. You are the connection to what love is. Why do you think Princess Diana, who's a true Divine Feminine, why do you think she was able to adapt and be flexible to her society, to her environment? At the same time, she gave. She helped society. She helped humanity, right? Through her divine power as a Divine Feminine. Now, that's just an example, right? Every Divine Feminine is different. There is no Divine Feminine that is the same. And that is why when it comes to energy and when it comes to ascension, progression, awakening, and stages of spirituality and spiritual growth and individual maturity, and when I say individual maturity, you are fully matured in your self-individuality. What does that mean? You don't need anyone's permission to tell you what to do. You don't need to depend on anybody. You can handle it on your own. You don't need a guru to teach you. You do not need anyone to tell you anything. You do not need anyone at all. In anything. Even in spirituality. I make that clear. If you are truly a Divine Feminine, yes, learning from other spiritual beings is beneficial, but you do not need it. Because in every growth that you are going through your own stages in what is destined and planned for you. every divine feminine has a time card, I would say, like a time frame, a timeline. Okay, there's a timeline. We all studied this in school, right? So in a timeline, there are years, right? And in every year, something special happens. Okay, whether it be your 18-year debut or it be your prom in high school, every year something has happened, right? Special. That one thing that has happened special in every year of your life, let me ask you, what has it done to you? The effect that it has done to you, you still carry it today. Whatever it is, whether good or bad, you still carry it to this day. Even though you're not at full growth and full ascension and spiritual awakening, even though you're not in spiritual union or physical union with your twin, these are qualities and things that divine feminine has to go through. And many of you will be like, well, what does that have anything to do with family? It has a lot to do with family. Because, again, as divine feminine, we are the examples of what true love is. What is true perseverance? What is true empathy? What is true compassion? How can you awaken to those things if you have not gone through pain? How can you awaken to what should be and how should be what needs to be if you yourself has not even walked in it? How can you know? It's like going to school. How do you expect to get a doctorate degree if you did not go to med school, right? How can you go to a surgeon who's a cardiologist who says that you have a heart cancer, a heart problem, and you go to a gynecologist who professions and specializes in gynecology? You wouldn't know. If you were a gynecologist, how would you know how to do surgery on a heart? That's not your specialty. Every person has to learn. Every person has to progress, right? There's a timeline. And within this timeline, this time frame, okay, many divine feminines always get swayed. They get their emotions the best of them. They get swayed. By how? People's perception. People's society, social culture of pressure of this is what should be done. This is how you should be. This is how you should act. This is how you should present yourself. This is what's right. This is what's wrong. You shouldn't do it this way. You shouldn't do it that way. Have you noticed you are being controlled? Let me ask you guys that. Have you ever felt that every time someone tells you how they feel, what should you do, what you should not do, you feel controlled? You feel like you're living your true self. Sorry guys, the full moon is really... Every time a divine feminine feels constricted, controlled, limited, she will start to question life. That's one. You will start to question life. You will start to question why things the way that it is. Why can't you just get out, leave, disappear? There's a dark shadow when that happens. The dark shadow that's within us that we have carried in every life. You may ask me what is that? It's the time where in your past life you were supposed to action on doing what needs to be done and you did not action on it. So now that dark shadow is representing and showing itself to you once again in the same situation that has repeated many lifetimes ago. Because you did not action on it, you did not do what was right for you, you did not stand for you, now it is being brought to the surface once again. So what is expected of you? when that happens, when you start to question what is life. Even worst case scenario, you start to wish that life did not exist. And many divine feminines do go through this. They go through a lot of mental blockages and a lot of mental despair, a lot of emotional pain when you start to question life's reason, when you start to question your life's purpose. Because you start to realize all the times you've invested on something, someone, and that situation, in that family, or that special person, it was all a waste. Why? It's the purpose for you to action on what is good for you. If you did not action on anything, you will not progress. What does that mean? You will continue to feel depressed. You will continue to feel anxiety. You will continue to feel like life is worthless. There's no meaning to your life. Therefore, what happens? You're stuck in the same problem that you found yourself in, never changing. That is not the kind of life Divine Feminine is destined for. So every time that we are pinned down, and every time that we are put to the surface of being uncomfortable, whatever situation it is, I'm being general, okay? Whatever situation, whoever's included, whoever's part of it, it does not matter. What matters is you. How do you feel what you feel? What are you feeling? What do you do when you feel these things? What are you acting on it? Are you acting positive to something that will help you? Not so much of helping other people. Not going like this, okay, you need me, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. What about you? Divine Feminine are very empathic individuals. Excuse me. As empathic individuals, we are very sensitive to people's emotions, people's depression, people's despair. That every time we are with them, they open up to us, just like that. Because we have that gift of comfort. Even though we cannot give it to ourselves, especially in that moment and stage where you're just ascending, right? Awakening to your true self, I would say. The very first stages of awakening to your true self. It's difficult. The first stage is very difficult. It's like you got hit by a big rock in the head and you don't know how to treat your, the wound. When things like this happen for Divine Feminines, it is to test your will and to test your conviction, your determination, your perseverance, and also to gain confidence in yourself again. The confidence that you can do what you want to do. That you do not need permission or do not need anyone to agree to you. They don't matter. Now, you may say, wow, that's contradicting. I'll explain. This is why you have to be a true Divine Feminine if you want to truly teach and educate. Because if you're not, other people will perceive it wrong. And I will correct the wrong that's been perceived by many. Divine Feminines are empathic individuals, spiritual, highly spiritual individuals. We have a gift of healing others. Even if we are at stages that we are not fully spiritually awake and we are not fully or partially in spiritual union with our Divine Masculine. It is a gift that our Almighty God has given us from the moment that He gave us life. Okay? The moment that you first breathed air into this world, it was already with you. Okay? Now, it's just awakening to those gifts. We cannot, as Divine Feminines, awaken to those spiritual empathic abilities if we ourselves do not have control of who deserves it, who does not, who is abusing it, and who is not. Who is the one who keeps taking and taking and taking, and you are just giving and giving and giving. You are not a machine. You are a Divine Feminine. A Divine Feminine deserves respect. And you do not ask anyone to respect you. You get it. You demand it. So when it comes to giving, look at Princess Diana. Did she tolerate? Did she tolerate being abused? Did she tolerate people taking advantage of her presence, even though they know that, even though she knew that she was just getting publicized for the mere purpose of what? Popularity? So that they can gain money from her. A true Divine Feminine knows who she is, what she's worth, and what she deserves. She does not ever, it does not matter who you are, does not matter what you are, will never allow to be disrespected. And that is the same for what you give and what you choose to give to humanity, to society, to your family, to your partner, to your kids. It's the same. Why am I frustrated when I'm saying this? Because many Divine Feminines have failed in realizing that they allow society to dictate them. They allow society, religious beliefs, and all these other hocus pocus of other people's perception to dictate, to judge, to control their own power. Why are you doing that? Why did our Almighty God allow for me to awaken to who I am now, and to even have benefited from every full moon up till today and will continue on, is for this, to talk to all of you Divine Feminines, because you need to awaken. You have been asleep for far too long, and that's why it's very important to look within who you truly are, what you truly are. What do you love to do? What's your passion in life? What gives you that spark? Whether it be cooking, whether it be painting, whether it be drawing, whether it be teaching. What gives you that independence where you feel you can stand alone without anyone's approval, without anyone's consent, without depending on anybody? You don't need anyone. To be honest with you, Divine Masculines are the ones who need us. So if every time that you feel that you need somebody, it's just to awaken you of what you truly need. You need to ask yourself, do I really need that? Do I really need this person? Can I not do it alone? Can I not support myself alone? Can I not be alone? Am I supporting loneliness? No, it's not easy, and it's not something I wish for anybody. Have I gone through it? Yeah. Have every Divine Feminine gone through it? Yeah. It's part of our journey. Again, you cannot achieve being an empress, awakening to your true self, which is an empress, if you have not past being a suitor, being a dresser, being everything before heading and awakening to an empress. You cannot be a high priestess, awaken to your true self as a high priestess, if you are still afraid of things of the dark, of things that you cannot see, of things that you can hear but you cannot see, of things that you feel but you cannot explain. It's a process. Every divine feminine is destined to go through it. Like me. You guys seen my progression. I vlogged about it. The many times that witches tried to kill me and my twin. The many times I showed you guys on that video the scratches when I woke up. Oh, I went through it. Did it scare me? You be the judge. What did I do? What action did I do? Did I run away? Did I go to somebody to ask for help? No. I dealt with it alone. And I did not back out. I said it publicly in those videos. Come to me, and I will come after you. A divine feminine, when she's at her strength, she's at her strength. That's all she needs. She doesn't need anyone. So why is union dependent on divine feminine? In order for union to happen, is because you carry it. You carry the heart of the relationship. You carry the birth of the relationship. Isn't that what an empress is? You give birth to what you love. You give birth to something new. You give birth for humanity, for society. Anything that you put your heart into, anything that you want to change, you are giving birth to it. And that is why divine masculine is dependent on you. It's not the other way around. But when it comes to spirituality, that's a whole nother different ballgame. That's a whole nother level. When it comes to spirituality, divine feminine is very respectful of divine masculine. Because once divine masculine starts to awaken slowly, and when I say slowly, it's like baby steps, okay? Divine feminine takes wide steps. That's why our life is constantly changing. And that's why we have drastic change in every timeline of our life, right? It's like huge, right? It's like, oh my god, how did we survive? You know, other people will look at us like, oh my god, you've went through so much. How did you get this far? Like, because we take wide steps. That's our nature, okay? That's one thing we have in common as divine feminines. We take wide steps. Divine masculines have one thing in common. They take their time. When I say they take their time, they take baby steps. It doesn't matter if you're all the way up here. They will ascend, yeah, but it's their choice whether they want to or not. So if they don't want to, let's say, give the benefit of the doubt, right? You're already at full ascension. Your divine masculine doesn't want to talk about spirituality, doesn't want to talk about things that scare him or her, anything to do with spirituality. Closed. His mind is closed. He changes the topic, or she changes the topic, whatever. That's telling you that your divine masculine is taking his or her time. You respect that. What does that mean, you respecting that? The next day, you're not going to talk about it. The next month, you're not going to bring it up. The next year, you're not going to say anything about it. You let your divine masculine come to you, and let your divine masculine open up to you and bring it up, himself or herself. That's what respect means in a relationship. It doesn't matter if you are not agreeing with the time. It doesn't matter if you are not agreeing with the circumstance or the situation. You always consider your divine masculine. Because that's your empathic ability, isn't it not? To give unconditional understanding. So when I look at YouTubers and I see divine feminines who always complain, oh my god, it's annoying. Always complain. Divine masculine is this, divine masculine is that. You're pathetic, to be straightforward. Why? You're not a divine feminine. You're someone pretending to be. Because a true divine feminine would never, ever, ever say anything ill or bad about their divine masculine, regardless if it is true. Why? Why is that? What's the rule in regards to twin flame relationship? You respect each other. You have that respect. If you do not, then there's a highly possibility that's not your twin, maybe. But even so, even for me as a divine feminine, I wouldn't talk ill or bad of anybody. It's not in my nature. I will tell you the truth though. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. But I'm not the kind. Now, am I to say every divine feminine's like that? No. But if you're gonna talk about your divine masculine like that, oh, my divine masculine's so, like, always doing this and that, always this and that, then that's why you're not in union, and that's why you're not in a successful marriage, and that's why you're in the same situation you're in now, is because you're constantly pointing the finger at someone else instead of looking at yourself. There's a lot that's connected in this in regards to divine feminine and divine masculine. Divine feminine growth, maturity in the material reality and also in the spiritual reality, the spiritual realm and the physical realm. It has to be balanced. Divine feminine has to maintain that balance within herself during the process of ascension and spiritual awakening. If you are distracted and you are having difficulties with your finances, that's one. That's a huge sign. A huge sign. If you are having difficulties with your finances, you're not comfortable in your situation, you're having a difficult time being independent, you are depending on others, whether it be one person or two or three, does not matter. You're depending on anybody. You're not growing. You are not ascending. I'm being straight up blunt about it. Okay? You're just, it's like riding a boat. You're moving. In that boat, there's a lot of people. You're moving. You know where you're going. But you're just sitting there, waiting for whoever the one that's moving the damn boat to go forward. You're not the one doing the work. And a lot of you divine feminines expect me to be the one to do it for you. Really? No. I'm here to educate. I'm here to give you clarity. But I'm not here to do your work. You will do your work. Because that's your responsibility. This is your union, not mine. I'm here to remind you that this is what is. I'm here to remind you. That's it. So I don't appreciate anyone to tell me, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you this and that? No. No. As a divine feminine who's fully awake, it is my decision when and what and how I choose to do what I want to do. And so should you. Okay? Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Now, how does divine feminine adapt to society and culture and socialistic cultures, right? Through the ages that have passed and the many centuries in prehistoric times, even the times of Pharaoh and again Princess Diana. How do divine feminines co-create and coexist with humanity and society? During your ascension process, during our spiritual awakening, usually 90% of the time, when we have to make a huge change to society or be the vessel, the action doer in regards to making a difference in whatever that affects more than one or two people in our life, whether we know them or not, whether it be a community or you're a teacher in school and you're influencing kids, it does not matter. The moment that you feel that you have been brought in this life or to make a change in someone's life or to influence yourself to others, if we are talking about spirituality and only spirituality, not of this material world, whether that be Reiki, whether that be spiritual healing, whether that be spiritual teaching, whatever it is, anything to do with spirituality, that is the time that you are most likely in spiritual union with your twin. That's the truth. Now, there are many of you who are at that stage, but you're not talking with your twin. There are many of you who are in that stage, but your twin is just, I don't know, somewhere else. Their mind is somewhere else, which can happen because divine masculines do take their time. When that occurs, and if that is your situation, you continue to move forward without expectation. And that's a difficult thing that divine feminines have. A difficult thing that many divine feminines cannot tolerate. Waiting. Because we're so used to taking wide steps and we're so used to advancing and, changing. Our life is always changing, like constant. It's just fast. You're so used to it. We as divine feminines are so used to that. So with that, we always get what we want. And we always get it at the time that we want it. Right? It's like, I work so hard to get my paycheck. Yeah, you're gonna give me my paycheck and I want it now. I'm not gonna wait. Like, no, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Give me my paycheck right now. That's our attitude when it comes to impatience, right? Yes, we're empathic individuals, but it doesn't mean we're perfect. We're not. I'll make that clear, we're not perfect. So there are times divine feminine will be impatient with divine masculine. Now this is going to cause the running and the chasing. Why? Because divine feminine is in a rush to make this relationship go faster. What happens when you do that? Let's say, for example, let's say there are two cups. Okay, there are two cups. There's one here and there's another cup over here. Divine feminine is right here. Divine masculine is right here. The thing that's connecting the two cups is a string. Okay? And the purpose of the game is to pass this water through a string, right? That's dependent on divine masculine and divine feminine to make sure that this cup passes through the river without tipping over. That whatever water that was put here, that divine feminine put in here, will continue to level through how they hold the string and pass it, right? You know what you're doing, divine feminine? You're going like this. So you're not taking you're not giving yourself time to be aware that divine masculine is at the end of that rope, at the end of that string, and is not ready. Your divine masculine's not ready. In whatever that you put and filled up in this damn cup, your divine masculine is not ready to receive it. But you are impatient. So what you want to do is like, no, let's get it on. Like, I want it now. I want you to ascend. I want us to get married. I want to be together. I want us to live our life together. So now, instead of the cup taking its time to, move, it's going like this. It's wobbling while it's moving. What's gonna happen to what you put in the cup? It's gonna fall. When we are going against universal energy that is destined for us, and we put our power and our energy into what we want by forcing it to us, you are causing chaos in that relationship. That's the truth. There are many of you divine feminines who are not either aware that you're doing it, and you're so focused on what other people say and what other people are doing and what you hear and what you learn on other people's YouTube channel, and you let it consume you, that you don't even realize you're not giving your divine masculine the respect that he or she deserves. By what? Giving them the time that they want, whenever they want to awaken or not. Whatever they want the relationship to go. Who are you to force them? Who are you to initiate the relationship? No. You're a divine feminine. You're not an initiator. You're an empathic healer. Yes. You are a spiritual teacher. Yes. You are spiritually knowledgeable and highly have a lot of wisdom in regards to feminine energy. You may not be awake to know that now. You may not be awake to say that to me now, but I know it. But you are not the one who's responsible to take initiative toward yourself, yes, as a divine feminine, but not toward your divine masculine. You are a divine feminine. You do not chase anyone. You do not chase anyone. If you want union to happen, be a queen. Do queens go chasing kings? Let's be real here, do they? I mean, I really get it. You're head over heels. You're dying. You want your twin with you. No. Do it in a very civilized, conservative manner. How? as a divine feminine. I'm not saying you should follow what I'm suggesting, but this is how I am as a divine feminine. Again, every divine feminine is different. If I and my twin, knock on wood, I don't want this to happen, but if ever there was a situation where that was put to the test, I'm gonna tell my twin, no, I know my worth. I know my worth. And I know many out there would want this right here. I don't want them. I don't even want them to know. I don't know. I'm gonna run away. I'll walk away. But I know my worth. So you're gonna treat me with the same respect that I'm treating you. However I treat you is exactly how I want to be treated if we want this relationship to work. There are boundaries, there are similarities, there are agreements that we make as twin flames, even from the start of our relationship. There are discussions that we have already said, we have already agreed upon, even agreed to disagree. So even before the relationship started, it was already there. So why do you need to rush the process, divine feminine? Why? Why do you feel the need to rush it? Example. Many of you divine feminines, you're just telling every other person that you think is your twin, oh, do you know about twin flames? Do you know about divine masculine, divine feminine? Do you know about twin flames? Do you know about soulmates? Do you know that you're probably my twin flame? Do you know that I think you're my divine masculine? I cannot be clear enough. It not only disappoints me, it irritates me. Let me ask you, those of you divine feminines who do that, I'm just curious, and I hope it's not offensive. I don't mean to, I'm not here to judge you, criticize you, or what, but I'm just really curious. What are you getting out of it, doing that? What is your intent for doing that? What is it you want to happen? What are you expecting? They're gonna think you're crazy. Yeah. Do you know there's a lot of crazy people on YouTube? I'm gonna say that right now. There's a lot of crazy people on YouTube. Too many crazy people on YouTube. And I don't understand how you can just tell a random person, oh, you're my twin, oh, you're my soulmate, oh, you're my this and that. Do you know you're adding pressure onto the relationship? What if that wasn't your twin? What if that was your false twin? Oh my god, that person would take so much advantage of you. Like, your false twin, every divine feminine, every divine masculine has a false twin. I was just awoken to that recently. I thought there was a certain number, but no. Every twin flame has a false twin in this life. In this life, okay? I don't know about the next life. I don't know about the past life. In this life, every twin flame has a false twin. No. And I'm spiritually gifted to know that. So I'm letting everybody know. So let's just say, example, you don't know that's your false twin, but you thought that's your true twin. And you go telling your false twin, who you thought is your true twin, you're my twin flame. You're my divine masculine. We are meant to be together. We're destined to be together forever. Do you know the program of your false twin? I'm gonna let everybody know how false twins are programmed as a divine feminine. They are programmed to us as divine feminines to abuse us, to take advantage of us, to hurt us like no one before, to break our heart like no one before. Why? You ask why? To awaken your true self. That's why. We have to go through pain. You have to go through enormous amount of pain. The kind of pain where people mostly would commit suicide, mostly would go to a mental health clinic, isolate themselves, overdose on pills just to stop the pain. That's how bad it is. Many divine feminines have even tried to commit suicide because of the pain. So those of you who wish to be a twin flame, be careful what you wish for. One, it's not going to happen because God already made us. That's it. No one's going to be more, no one's less. No more, no less. What has already been done is done. So you're either a twin or not. That's the truth. And honestly, being a twin flame is not easy because of every lifetime that we incarnate and every time and stage that we awaken in that lifetime, we remember everything. Every damn thing. That includes the pain that we went through, the heartache that we went through. How did it happen? What exactly happened? Who was involved? What did we do and what did we not do? And when you awaken to that, you realize it feels like it was just yesterday. With all of the emotions. Yeah. So why do I say all the time, do not initiate the relationship. Shut up about it. If you want union, if you want true union, shut up and just let divine intervention happen to the destiny that it was meant to. Why? And I'm sorry if it's harsh. I'm always a Queen of Swords if it's not obvious. Especially now that the full moon, it's really affecting me. So I'm sorry if anything I'm saying is offensive to any of you. Truly, I don't mean to. It is better to just keep silent, and it's better to just focus on yourself. A divine feminine will never initiate. And I'm gonna say this right now. You are not chasing anybody. I repeat. A true divine feminine does not do the chasing. No. But at the same time, we're not fools. We are not fools. So what does that mean? You don't allow anyone to play you like a fool. Remember that. Even if it is your divine masculine, because there are a few of divine masculine in this life who are in their dark stages of awakening. They're not fully even at the first stage of awakening enough to treat others right, because their divine feminines are focused on other things. So when that happens and you meet, do not tolerate what you do not deserve. Don't ever. Even if it's with your twin, most especially if it's with your twin. Why do I say most especially if it's your twin? Because the moment that you question their behavior and the moment that you question and correct how they treat you is the moment that you are already sparking the flame. What's that flame? Your purple flame. That's the time divine masculine will start to awaken and question who he or she truly is to you. Then the relationship progress. But that's work. Anyway, this is Divine Feminine. It's a long video. But this is what Divine Feminine is. It's an energy, a mixture of energy of all the queens. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the last end result, the Empress. In order to achieve each of our true self within those queens that I mentioned, you have to go through everything. How do you become your true self as the Empress? What is the Empress? The Empress is everyone. You are fully grown and matured as a Queen of Swords, a Queen of Wands, a Queen of Pentacles, and a High Priestess. The Empress, that's the final stage of your spiritual awakening and ascension. So, yes, in all those four queens, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, you have to go through each challenge to reach that stage. So I hope now you guys understand that your life is not meant to be easy, and that every struggle that you're going through, there's a reason for it. There's a purpose for it. And the only one who can make union happen is not someone who's asking you to pay them money. It's not someone who's teaching about guru or teaching about twin flame union. No, it's you. It's dependent on you. I'm the one telling you that because, again, this channel, our Almighty God has already told me His intent and has already told me through our archangels and my angels, this channel is divine intervention. They named it. I didn't. They did. Doesn't necessarily mean that we will intervene. There are exceptions, but not all the time, and that's why I said email me. Now, please, before you email me, watch my videos, because most of everything, I don't like to repeat myself. So it's best to just, search it on your own, search on the videos. If it's not, and you tell me it's not, then I'll explain. Again, I'm a Queen of Swords, okay? So, I know that could be a bit intimidating to other people, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I don't want to be. It's just, it's easier to make the message clear and to be straightforward about, a lot of things. Especially when it comes to spirituality. This is something that should be said straightforward. Now, in the coming videos, I'll be explaining other things. Again, if you guys have not subscribed to the website, please click on the subscription. It's free, so you'll get updates on the website whenever I post something new or whatever. Look at the website. You'll learn a lot of things. It's still in progress right now, but eventually, just click around. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please support the channel, because through your support, you are also supporting the channel to be known to true twin flames who need true wisdom and knowledge from heaven, just like how you have received. I am not here for popularity. I am not here for anything materialistic. I am here to help and assist and to fulfill my mission and my oath, my promise to our Almighty God. That is why He has allowed me to reach this far in regards to my spiritual ascension, spiritual awakening, and being in spiritual union in preparation for our physical union as twin flames. I am not here for anything else. I am here to return what was given to me in the abilities that was entrusted to me. That is why I am here in this channel. Nothing more, nothing less. Clarity is free. Our help is free. But again, I have made a video of explaining who we will not help. Please watch that video. I love you all. God bless you all. If you have any questions, email me or comment down below. I love comments. I read them, when I have time. Emails tend to pile up, so it'll be a while. I love you guys. God bless you all.